But let's go ahead and get into the Saints and the Texans. Saints coming in here 3-2, Texans 2-3, plus 1.5 spread to the Texans, over under 41.5. Funny thing is, Jeff, I had the Texans as the favorite for this game because I felt like, the Texans have played good football over the last few weeks. And I would think that, the Saints are a team that you really can't trust coming into the spot. Even though they beat up on the Patriots last week, 34-0, the Patriots are a shell of themselves. We both know this. That's not your 2002 Patriots. That's not your Bill Belichick, Tom Brady Patriots. This Patriot bunch is like the Patriots that had Volak as the quarterback. And, I forgot who the head coach was, but everything pre-Parcells. That's what this looks like. And at the end of the day, you have a Saints team that's really, to me, a bunch of underachievers. Derek Carr really isn't the answer for that team. You looked at the numbers, and the defense really still was the star of the game. And they just pretty much said that, you know what, we're going to shut all this down because we don't trust the quarterback either. But what we're going to do is we're going to do our job every single time, and we're going to figure out ways to try to turn our turnovers into points so we can make our lives a lot easier today. And that's exactly how that game went. The Texans played play for play against the Falcons. They much props to him. D'Amico Ryan's got his team believing. CJ Stroud is playing like a 10-year vet at this point. You know what I mean? And he's using guys that they felt weren't going to be big time playmakers. Their numbers look better than some of the best receivers in the league right now. And that's going to be Nico Collins and Tank Dell. So, you got a lot of good things going on in Houston right now with this team. I wouldn't say bank on getting to the playoffs this year, but I would say this team now looks like a team that can win 6 to 7 games this season, and they are doing a great job of building something great there in Houston. But at the same time, too, they do play in a wide open division, and they do have themselves a pretty big division win over who was seen as the division champ before the season even started, the Jaguars. So with the Texans, you can believe in anything that they're doing week in and week out because they believe in themselves. And I just think that if they can get things going early, they'll probably be able to have another track meet because those 2 wins the Texans had, they were dominant. Those were 2 of the more dominant wins of the season. And only teams that have dominated teams like that in the game this year in back-to-back weeks is the San Francisco 49ers. And guess where D'Amico was last year as the defensive coordinator with San Francisco. So you're kind of seeing a mini version of what they had going on in San Francisco as the way that they're building this team up. But I do like the Texans money line plus 105 in this spot to win this game. And I think the Texans win this game by 10 or better, to be honest with you, Jeff. I just feel that good about them coming into this one.
I was looking at this game, and I too like where your eyes are. My number was Saints -2 with a 41. It's down to 1.5 with a 42.5. Then I look at my spreadsheet, and I see next Thursday night the Saints host the Jaguars. So, and I have a pick 'em on that game right now. But my point is, we had the upstart Houston Texans take a step back last week in Atlanta. New Orleans comes into Foxborough and absolutely obliterates them. Now they got to travel to Houston. And, I'm on the Texans here. I got them plus 2 points here. We bought the hook, so it's going to take a field goal to beat us. This will be a CJ Stroud, let's win the turnover battle. Let's try to establish Dameon Pierce in some way. Nico Collins, Tank Dell, who is now in concussion protocol, Robert Woods, let's keep them occupied, but in the same token, let's not, first 1 to 30 wins here as well with a over under of only 42.5. Low scoring affair. First 1 to 24 wins this game. I could even see a 21-20 game, coin flip game. Give me the Texans plus the 2 to cover, if not win the game outright, Pops.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good, brother. All right. So here we are.